Yeah. People on the meet, are you able to hear me? Hello. People on the meet, are you able to hear me? On the Skype can also hear me. People on the meet can also hear me. And we will start it right now. My screen visible properly to everyone? My screen visible?
No, sir.
Okay. Yeah, on the meet it is visible. On the Skype it is not. Okay. Now it is. It must be visible on both the places. It's visible, right? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So we are talking about. We are talking about. I'll open one more that. Okay. Um, who's asking something? Okay, so now you understand Git and GitHub. We have done taken 2 classes on that. We have taken doubt session as well. Okay, now okay, now we will learn the front end framework. How you can create the front end framework. Okay, about how you can create front end. So as we are talking about we have front end and we have the back end. Okay, so if you come to the list and see, here we are getting started topics. If you can see over here, front end framework, we have which framework? React.js, Next.js. Okay, React.js and Next.js, these two framework are popular in the market. Okay, there was one more snippet I have pasted somewhere. What are the topics as far as I remember? Put it that topic section somewhere. Topics, yeah. So front end, back end, and database, and inside front end, React.js, Next.js, and Spring. So these are the topic we are going to cover. And also let me add one more thing. No, front end, back end, databases, and we are optional topic, other required topics. I will add it there. As first is Git and GitHub, Git and GitHub. Second is tools and the software. So have you guys installed Node.js? Yeah, so please install
Yes, sir.
Node.js. Everyone install Node.js as soon as they can. Install Node and Node.js. Okay. Not Node.js. Install Node.js only. GitHub link. Why it is showing that? It is Have you installed Node.js? Yeah, please confirm everyone. Raise your hand once you install Node.js. Once you have installed Node.js, raise your hand. People on the Skype, you can also raise your hand. Okay, great, great, great. Uh, I, only one place is fine, but I'll still share it. If you need recording, you have to go on Skype as of now. Just bring it here. So 2, 3 things. Once you install Node.js, 2, 3 things that you have to keep in mind. Okay, that is very important. I heard it from the last batch that sir is teaching. People saying that sir is teaching very complex topics. So one thing I wanted to clear that if you join any boot camp, if you join any web development boot camp, what they will teach you, they will teach you HTML, they will teach you CSS, and they teach you JS, not complete because JS is still complicated. So when you join smaller computer institute, they will teach you HTML, they will teach you CSS, and they will take all the time in that, and they will teach you some of the JS that is not relevant. Okay, so they will take all the time over there, and once you go in the market, once you go in the job, once you go into the job market to get a job, you won't get a job. Can anyone tell the reason why you don't get the job just by learning HTML, CSS, and JS? Can anyone from the Skype or Meet, can you know? Can you try to answer this question? Unmute yourself. Hello.
So due to lack of skills.
No, they have taught you HTML, CSS, and JS. What is? Yeah, the correct answer is this. It is not important what you know or what you learn. Okay, it is very important what is demanding in the industry. When you are looking for a job, it is very important what is important in this industry, what is trending, what is selling. Okay, so 2 years, 3 years back, people were on the AI hype. They used to learn AI and they don't used to get the job. But right now, if you learn AI, you are highly demanding in the market. And next, after 2 years, it would be something else. Okay, so 30 years back, HTML, CSS, and JS was very important, very important. But right now, just by knowing HTML, CSS, and JS, just by knowing the basics, is not going to get you a job. Okay, is that clear to everyone? Then what you have to do, we have to learn the things that are important for our future, not that is comfortable and easy at the moment. Is this part clear to everyone? Why we are putting effort? I could have easily spent all the time teaching you all the basic HTML stuff, making you master in HTML, keeping you in the HTML. But if you don't get the job, what's the point of learning, right? So that is why we are learning advanced skill, right? Is this clear for everyone? Say yes or no. If you want to learn new technology, say yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So what is the current market that is very demanding? What is current market that is very demanding? If we talk about the- yeah, React.js, it is called Next.js. Okay, Next.js, React.js is the same thing. Okay, so Next.js is very popular, and along with that, we have Node.js as well. Okay, so either you learn Spring Boot or you learn Node.js. Node.js. So these are the things that is very, what do we say? Very important. So now you are learning something new. So first I said that install Node.js. So if I say what is Node.js, you don't know what is Node.js. So you have to come over here. You have to click on learn. You have to click on docs. So for example, if I said that read the docs, okay, read the docs. So you will spend all the time reading that. So another important skills come into picture, that I understand I need to know React.js, Next.js, Node.js, but what in that? What exactly in that? So that is the process. That is the process of course. Because if you want to learn Node.js, React.js, any of that, it will take you years to complete that. Okay. So you don't have to learn completely. You don't have to be master, and you won't be able to. I'm giving you guarantee. You won't be able to master anything just in 2 months. So what is the important takeaway that I have to keep in mind? What is the important thing that I have to learn from these sessions that are going on? And I have also talked this on first day, that what exactly to learn, how to learn. Okay, so open your head and let's learn new things. Because if you try to linger around the small things, then you won't get a good job, or you won't able to learn things. And now with the AI coming, it can do all the easy tasks. Okay, so your competition is against AI. Okay, so you have to learn something that is very important. So what is Node.js? So Node.js, what it is saying, that JavaScript runtime environment, and you can run. Okay. So what do I understand is JavaScript runtime. So when I wanted to run JavaScript over here on here, it won't work. Okay. It won't work. Okay. It won't work outside of browser. It has to be work. If you have to run the JavaScript, you have to come over here. Like this page is currently using JavaScript. How do I know that it is using JavaScript? Once you click the inspect, and if you go inside console.log, if you go inside network, not network, you can also check in network as well, but we have to go in the elements, not source. I'm looking for source. Let me just check where is source. To come in
Sir,
the
there are too
inspect,
much disturbance coming from your side.
there is
So some
keep
disturbance is coming from the side.
like what kind of can you explain, like music or something else?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Some music.
Okay. Just let's give it some time. Let them complete. Okay. So now let's move on to next thing. Is that let's move on to next thing that okay. So when you run JavaScript outside of your browser, this is your browser. When you run JavaScript outside of your browser, then it won't work. Like it is not like application or anything. It won't work. Second thing, so how should I run the JavaScript? So people said that if you wanted to run JavaScript, you have to run it inside the browser. But as a software also run on local machine. It doesn't run online all the time. Okay. So you have to come in browser, and if you write, you have to write this, where a is equal to 5. And, if you do console, you will understand the syntax later on. Right now, don't need to. So it is saying something like that. You have to run JavaScript over here. People were interacting inside the browser, and trying to find the source thing. I think a lot of things has been changed. Sources application. Okay, so application and file add block. We don't need add block. Here we have option of source. We used to have option of sources. Right now I'm not able to see that. This is not there. It's like this. It is not there. It's right there. It is not there. Yeah, sources. So if you see that, if you come over there, you see that they have, if you open that, you will see that a lot of JavaScript is coming. Like website utilize JavaScript, and node modules to run their apps. Okay, and a lot of JavaScript goes into the picture. Okay, so your web page, currently the web page you are seeing, it mostly a Java based. Okay, I mean it is utilizing Java component instead of just HTML, CSS, and JS. Okay, so important topic is that right now the pages basically, these pages basically utilize JavaScript, but JavaScript run in the browser only. So how do I know, how do I run outside of the browser? So we have to install this Node.js. Once you install Node.js, it started running inside your computer. That means your whole computer start acting as a, as a browser of JavaScript, for the JavaScript, and that we call it JavaScript runtime environment. So that is why Node.js is what? JavaScript runtime environment. No, is the concept of what exactly is Node.js is clear as of the moment? What exactly, why we are installing Node.js? Why we are installing Node.js? Hello? Is my voice clear? Hello? Why we are installing Node.js? So that we can run our JavaScript. We can run our JavaScript outside of the browser. So Node.js is very highly performant. So people started shifting to Node.js. Earlier, what language we used to do? Earlier, what language we are using to communicate with the browser is C, C++, and another language. And for the Java, you have a JVM. So basically, it gives you environment. It lets you run the JavaScript outside the computer. Okay, so JavaScript earlier, it wasn't a programming language, it was a scripting language. The scripting language was something that runs inside your browser only. So when combining with Node.js, when Node.js come into market, your JavaScript become a programming language. Now JavaScript act as a programming language, though it is not 100% programming language, but it can do each and everything that a programming language should do. Okay, so this time JS is very popular. JS is very popular. Next thing that we are talking about, React JS. So when you click React JS, next thing we are talking about, when you click React JS. So how should I learn React? One is YouTube video. Another is when you click learn React, you will come on this top. Okay. So what is the if I started teaching you React, each and every nits and bits, it will take almost 2 years, 3 years just to become a master in React. So again, once again, the topic comes, how can I complete this in very short amount of time? So learning what is important, that will help you out. And if you learn and started creating project, after 3-4 months, you will get a good job. So it is not like that you have to master, then only you get job. But you have to be good to get a good job. So first thing they have said that this React documentation has been designed to gradual adaptation. What does it mean by slowly and practically they will try to teach you everything. Okay, so this is their platform. They said you can come and try React over here inside the browser only. So this is one thing you can come and try over here, and you see this HTML like syntax over here, and let's click. So when I click on start a new React project, they are saying that they are saying that they are saying that please use one of the React framework popular in the community. Why they are saying that? They said, can I use without framework? So yeah, you can use it without framework, but you have to manage code splitting, routing, like a lot of things you have to manage on your own. And as a smart developer, what you have to do? You have to you have to lesser the development time. You have to use the tool, you have to use the library. You don't have to do all the things from the starting. Like a lot of year you are coming from college, you have been taught that, hey, let's do everything from scratch, then only you will understand. Let's start making everything from scratch. Okay, so let's suppose if I said that make a HTML page, and you will say that HTML is written in some language, I have to learn the basic of that. That is written in assembly language, I need to learn assembly. Assembly is written in compiler language, I have to learn compiler, and so on and so forth. So you have to learn binary, and you have for understanding binary, so you have to code in binary. So it is not always the case. You have to learn the current technology that is on the top. You doesn't, first thing you have to clear it right now. Don't try to learn things from basic. Don't try to build things from scratch. Don't do it. Okay, understanding what is there is important, but what is most important is how the current people are using, how they are utilizing what has already been done. So try to answer one question, which is most important skill, learning it from the very scratch or what has been developed using that? Try to answer this.
Developing using that.
Using that thing is very important. Lot of people remain like lot of people remain very early stage in their career because they don't utilize the tools that has been already developed. They learn all the basic stuff. If you ask about them what is HTML, what is CSS, what is React JS, they will tell you all the basic thing. But when you ask a complex question, how can I fetch a list in React JS, they will be like shocked. They don't know how to use that. Okay, how to do routing in React JS. Some people get confused in that. Okay, some people get confused even React routing, and that is literally the second thing. That is literally the second thing you can see it over here. So imagine from the point of view, I need a React developer and someone who is getting confused on the second thing that should be learned. He doesn't know about that. Then how can I hire them? Okay, because that guy is busy in learning so much basic thing, busy in learning all the basic thing, busy in memorizing all the basic things, that he's not looking how word is working, how the things are advanced now, how I have to catch up with the word now. So this is very important, that you should catch up with the word now. So can I use React via the framework? Yes, you can use that, but a lot of things you have to manage on your own. But what is framework? So they are saying that if you want to deploy and scale your app, you have to use which framework, which React framework? Can any Next.js? Why Next.js you have to use? Next.js, they are telling you to use that. There are other options, but right now Next.js is very popular in market. Next.js is very popular in market, and why they are telling us to use Next.js, there are multiple reasons. The routing that you have to do in React, that will take a lot of time, that will take a lot of hours, or for few people it is minute, but for some people learning routing can take hours. That you can literally do in minutes in Next.js. So as a developer, as an efficient developer, if I ask you to say that, hey, can you build a routing system from scratch, or use Next.js that has already next routing system inbuilt, what you will choose? A route creating new routing system. Try to answer this quiz. You whether you will build new routing system on your own, or you will use Next.js. Yeah, great. What about others? Next.js, or you will build everything on your own? Yeah, Anita, Utkarsh, try to communicate. Yeah, yeah. Put in the chat. Put in the chat. I will use Next.js. Yeah, and the people on the Skype, can you please put in the chat what you will use? You will create a new, or you will use Next.js. People on the Skype are not active. They are not communicating at all.
Sir, but using Next.js, we should know the basic of JavaScript.
Yeah, we will learn it. We will learn it. But first, we have to understand what is important. Okay, whatever is important, I will teach you. So it's not like you will need all the JavaScript in the world. Okay, so that is the one misconception, that the one thing I still taught you a few minutes back, that people think that they will need to know all the basics, and they keep learning basic things. They don't see what is important, how they can utilize it. So we will learn all the basics of JavaScript. We will learn all the basic stuff that is required, and I will give you assignment. I will give you task. You have to learn it, and you have to utilize it. But the most important thing is that we have to know that why we are learning JavaScript. Now, if I ask you why you are learning JavaScript, what is your answer now? So, yeah, try to answer why you are learning JavaScript now. What is your motive behind learning JavaScript? But so you can develop new software in Java as well. You can develop new software in Python as well. Why you are learning JavaScript only? That is a good answer. But why you are choosing going with popular? Why not something that is not very popular? But one argument I can give: the most popular means more competition. That means more hard work to do the same job role. You got my point. Let's suppose there are 5 people knowing JavaScript, and you, as a sixth developer, you came in JavaScript developer, and only 3 jobs are there. So your competition is higher. Then why you are learning JavaScript? No, it's not that. Python is more easy. Python is more easy to learn and grow with that. Why you are specifically learning JavaScript? People on Skype, what is your reason that you are learning JavaScript? Yeah, try to answer, try to interact. We are just conversing, like why we are learning JavaScript. That is, that could be one good question. Why we are learning JavaScript?
Easily interactive with
Sir,
some.
to in
But you can use it another language. This is the first interview question your interviewer will ask. Why you are using React.js? This is very common interview question. Why you are using React.js? Why not AngularJS? Why not any other framework? Why not just plain HTML? Learning plain HTML is very easy. Why not you are using that? So what will be your answer? I wanted to hear some fresh perspective, because I can tell you what has been taught to us, but yeah, what is your perspective? Yeah, that is one good thing, but I must say that why not you could use something that is not very popular. You can use something like, if you talking about Java, JVM's Java machine, it has been already there. C++ is very old and very popular. Then why didn't you choose to learn that?
Sir, to use new features of it.
Yeah. So one good reason that you can tell your interviewer, I learned JavaScript because JavaScript is very lightweight. It is universally accepted. So these are all the bookish thing that you will say that, but you are learning JavaScript here so that you can utilize to create software, and software, easy web application are right now in the market. Most of the web application is based on Next.js and React.js, which is heavily utilizing JavaScript inside their code, and they are improving performance. So, as a very specific answer is that Next.js, you are learning JavaScript just to learn Next.js. If it is only matter of creating software, creating web application, then you have a lot of option available. But what is most important, what is important takeaway is that you wanted to go more deeper into Next.js, and the starting step is knowing basics of JavaScript, basics of HTML, and uh, basics of a CSS component. So instead of moving around the React.js documentation, I will quickly close this React.js. All you know, React.js is something. React.js is library, but at the end of the day, we have to use Next.js. So I will come on Next.js. I'll come on Next.js, and we'll learn from Next.js documentation. Why I am directly coming on Next.js? Why not teaching you React.js? Because Next.js documentation has been designed as such that either you are very beginner, or if you are something who is very less knowledge in React, you can also work with Next.js. So Next.js documentation is very friendly. Next.js documentation is what? It is very beginner friendly. What do you mean by beginner friendly? Can anyone tell me what does it mean by beginner friendly? Can anyone tell what does it mean? But easy to understand is one thing, but what does it mean by beginner friendly? So so if I said that if you wanted to learn Next.js, do you need to know HTML, JS before HTML beforehand? No, because beginner friendly means you don't need to know any prerequisite knowledge. If you know HTML, if you know CSS, if you know JS, it's good to have. But if you don't even know that, you can learn along with the documentation. Got my point? What does beginner friendly means? So even if you know things, so if you, like, a lot of people come to me and they said that sir, Next.js is very complicated because I don't know JS. I'm not able to understand the Next.js. I'm not able to understand the things. So the first thing I told them, have you studied right things? Have you studied the things? Have you studied the links they were mentioning? Have you studied all the things that they were saying to start with this? And then you are asking me this question. They were like, no, sir, I thought I will be able to learn, I'll be able to understand, or they will come up with excuse like, I thought I can learn it. I thought, like, it will always go like, I thought. Okay. They won't come on the specific topic why they are not getting it. They will always say, I thought this will happen. I thought something will happen. I thought I will learn in college. I thought people will come. I thought teacher will teach me. You got my point. They are always trying to blame. They were always trying to blame instead of practicing it. So I don't wanted to hear these arguments, because you know that it is beginner friendly, and beginner friendly means even if you have no knowledge, you can learn this, and it is complex. Indeed, it is. Um, it will take time to learn. It will take time to master. That is why people are giving you money. If it doesn't take time, they will just quickly go on their own and they can do it itself. Okay, like using ChatGPT is very easy. So people can literally go on ChatGPT and use it on their own. Why they will pay you? But making complex application is still very hard, and they cannot do it on their own. They are paying million and million of rupees, lakhs and lakhs of rupees. Just someone come and make software for them. So are you wanted to be a just basic engineer, or you wanted to be a highly paid engineer? What is your target in life? Become a highly paid engineer or just a basic engineer? Hello? Highly paid. So if you wanted to highly paid engineer, you have to put that kind of efforts, right? You have to put that kind of efforts so that in understanding. So one thing is clear, that whatever links are mentioning over here, whatever things they are trying to learn it over here, if we understood this, we will be able to learn Next.js. Okay, we will be able to do it more better. Is that clear to everyone? But if you don't read the doc, if you don't watch the video and come to me say that sir, I'm not able to get anything, then I have to ask you a few questions before that. I have told you to study this topic. Have you studied that? Have you go and check? I've told you to check the docs. So you will, some people may come like, sir, but I have paid the money. I have paid the money. Isn't it your responsibility to teach me that thing? Some people may come and they are still coming to me and asking that, sir, isn't it your responsibility to teach me that thing? Okay, so I always counter argument. I always say that, so I can tell you what to do in swimming, but I cannot swim on your behalf. It is not a theory class, it is practical class. Is that clear to everyone? It is a practical class, and if you have to learn something, you have to practice on your own. Our developers are so good that they are giving us documentation, they are giving us video, they are giving us things. So this is community work. But end of the day, who has to practice? It is me who has to practice, or it is you who has to practice? Try to answer this question. Is it me who have to do all the work on your behalf, or is it is you who has to work? And how do you get better? How do you get better? Everyone try to answer. How do you get better? What is the one thing that you have to do to get better?
More
Yeah,
and more
uh,
practice.
more and more practice, more and more exercise, more and more project. So even if I teach you something, even if I tell you go on docs, do this, even if I tell you all the basic stuff, even if I tell you do this, do this, do this, do this, you won't be able to do that. Why you won't be able to do that? Because coding is what? Practical thing, highly practical thing. It is as practical as swimming. It is as practical as cycling. It is as practical as stitching, like, or cooking. If you don't do it, you won't get it, right? Let's suppose there are multiple, there are a lot of cooking show come on TV each and every day. So people watch that cooking show, but can you answer me, everyone is master chef? Can you tell me? No, because if you rely on someone, if you don't practice it, then how you are supposed to learn? So at the end of the day, you can curse me, you can blame me, you can make excuse. That is totally fine with me, that you are doing it, you are finding it, you are delegating it. But that won't help you at the end of the day. At the end of the day, you as a developer will be there with a computer. You are a real person, you have real challenges. Not my challenges is your challenge. Okay, you can blame government, you can blame your computer, you can blame software, you can keep blame game ahead. No one is stopping you. But at the end of the day, don't forget to practice. That is my point. Okay, so when I come Next.js, they are saying that it is React framework and building full stack application. So for people who don't know what is React framework, what they have to do, first they have to copy this, because I don't know what is React. So I'm telling you how to read the documentation. If I don't understand React, I have to search it. When I search React, I'll get that React.js is library which help me to uh, make user interfaces. User interfaces means what, I don't know. Some people say that I don't know user interface, so I have to search it something like this: user interface. User interface. So what is user interface? So user interface, you will see that whatever people see, that whatever people interact with computers is that user interface. So that means they are basically technically talking about the component that are available on screen. Yes. So I now know able to React. React is a library. React is a library which is helping me to build user interface. That means they are talking about front end and how they are making front end with using individual pieces called component. I didn't understand what is component, so I will click this link. I will go over there. I will search for component. So they will talk about somewhere what is component. Yeah, they are talking about here. What is component? So they are saying component or the core concept of React. They are foundation upon which React has been built. So I still don't get it. What is component? So now they are saying if you HTML, you make something like this, H1, H2. So at the end of the day, they are telling me right now, I know that what is component, but you have to read this page. So they come over here and they said they will explain you each and everything that what is component. And at the end of the day, you will, after reading that, you will get that component is a JavaScript function. So I don't know what is JavaScript function. So I will just copy it, this JavaScript function, and I will open JavaScript function. JavaScript function. JavaScript function. So I will open JavaScript. Now, some people say that, sir, I don't know what is JavaScript. Okay, you can say that. What is JavaScript? I haven't studied JavaScript. So what you have to do, you have to come over here and you have to study JavaScript here. And if you come over here, you will say that uh, JavaScript home. You will say that you will read it, some of the example. If you get it, what is JavaScript? That is good. If you still don't get it, what is JavaScript by reading it? So you have to go in on YouTube and you have to search it. What is JavaScript? What is JavaScript? What is JavaScript? Now some people say that, sir, it is very time taking. How can I learn? How can I learn it faster? How can I do it faster? So one answer to them, if you know pretty basic things from the start, that is well and good. But how can I do that faster way? So let me tell you guys, there is no faster way. You have to do it research like that. You have to open each and everything and check it out one by one. Okay, so you will say that why not I should go on YouTube and learn that. Why should I'm paying for the class? Why shouldn't you teach me that? So when I feel like, yeah, I should. So let's suppose you see this, it is confusing. It is a lot of things has been written. What is JavaScript? They are confusing me, a lot of buzzwords. Okay, a lot of things has been written. I don't want to, I'm not understanding it. So if you say that even after reading and not understanding it, so you have always option available to me that, hey sir, I'm reading this, I don't get it. Can you please explain me that? What is JavaScript? Another thing is that I can teach you the basic, what is JavaScript, what is written, what is the important keyword over there. But when you don't ask me question at the first place, when you don't ask me the things at first place, then you never be able to understand what is written inside documentation and how to use it. You will be never be able to do that. Okay, so either you have to do it research on your own, or you have to keep your doubts ready, do some research and ask me that. Then only I'll be able to tell you that. So to speed up the process, to speed up the things, you have YouTube, you have everything. So this is how you do it. But at the end of the day, I will teach you few things so that you won't have to do this kind of research on the very start when you are beginning. Because you are beginning, some people might be finding it hard to do that kind of research. But Trust me, guys, there is no other way. So let me come to the topic. What is JavaScript? So JavaScript is a basically right now it is a programming language of the web. Right now it is acting as a programming language. Earlier it was what? Scripting language. That is why it is called JavaScript. That is why it is called JavaScript. So JavaScript is basically used to add the functionality. Like let's suppose HTML can do, you can create the page with HTML, something good looking page with HTML. You can give it a color with CSS. But let's suppose if I click this button, what will happen? What will happen? So that which language is handling this? The language which is handling this clicking of button, the language which is handling all the stuff is called JavaScript. So JavaScript, so for example, if you come this first example, they are saying this, click me to display date and time. So for the HTML, let's suppose using HTML, you created the button. Using CSS, you given us this gray design or something like that. But how do you get the functionality in this button? I'll show you that. I'll tell you the practical. For example, I will just hide. Okay, I will just remove the scripting. I will remove the script from the button. I'm just removing the script from the button. Now your button is there. Your button is there. It is still the same button, or is it different? It is still the same button over here. But right now, okay, how is it working? It is still the same button. And if I'm clicking it, it is doing nothing. It is doing nothing. Even if you add a CSS in this button, let's suppose I come here in the style, I write something like this, and I write something like this style, and if I do background color, I don't know, I forgot how to write background color in CSS, vanilla CSS, background color in blue. Okay, and if I write something like that, do we write something like this? Background color. See this? Oh, only, anyways, if we give it background color to blue, if we give a background color to blue, even if we make this button blue, it won't give it it won't help you with anything. Like it won't help you in what do we say? It won't help you in showing the date and time. So which language or which functionality is helping me to get this? Which language or which functionality is helping me to show what is there on the button? So I see this document get element by ID inner HTML date. So this is the line which is helping me. So what is this? This is JavaScript for you. So which language add functionality to our HTML CSS? Which language is this? Hello, JavaScript. So now you know understand what is JavaScript. What is JavaScript? So JavaScript is basically script. Script means part of code, small part of code that help us to get the functionality. So sometimes it might be small functionality, sometimes it might be larger functionality, sometimes it might be major functionality. Just give me 1 second. So it is that functionality. Talking about functionality, I understood what is JavaScript. Basic thing is clear. And if I wanted to know more, I have to learn one by one. But for now, let's suppose this page is clear. All I needed to know what is JavaScript. And then if you remember, what is the next thing we are looking for at the first place? What is the first thing we are looking for the first place? JavaScript function. So I'll come over here and I'll see that JavaScript function is a block of code designed to do particular task executed to do something like that. Design JavaScript function is so complicated, it looks so complicated, something like that. You will be like, I'm not able to understand, Sanjay. Can you please teach me that? Surely. This is something which is when the complicated things will come, we will learn, note it down in your notebook. We will learn what we will learn tomorrow: JavaScript and JavaScript function. Basics of JavaScript and JavaScript function we are going to learn in the class. But still, I will teach you something. We will just get the gist of that. So JavaScript function is what? Designed to do particular task and execute it when something invokes it or calls it. I still don't get it what they are trying to say. So let's suppose I write a function, and if I just write the function, it won't work. It is saying that we have to invoke it, we have to call it. So let's suppose if you write function like this, it won't work it. You have to call it. You have, if you just write a function, something like that, it won't work it. You have to call it. Function will call it, and then we will understand it very in depth. We will learn it in depth. So function, what is function? Function is nothing. Right now I know function is nothing. It is just a block of code. Okay. So I understood this part. So React, it is saying that React component is JavaScript function. So okay, React. So all they wanted to say that I have to make a JavaScript function. I have to write some block of code. You said that, yeah, that is good. Now what this function is actually doing, what this function is doing actually doing here, can anyone tell? A block, a function, JavaScript function does a work, but what is operation, what operation a function is doing here in React? What operation it is doing it? You don't need to be use a lot of computer brains. If I write a React function, what it is doing, what is our task to do over here? What task we are doing while making web page? What task we are doing right now? What is our end? Create a, your task. Yeah, this is correct answer. Your, this React function is doing what? React function is showing user interface, just the UI. So you must be saying that why these are complicated terms they are writing. So it is just that way, so that it looks good to us. So all they wanted to say that what is Next.js. Now if I come over here, so it is saying that it is React framework which is built on component, that means JavaScript function to make user interface. So all they wanted to say that, all this one line wanted to say that if you use Next.js, you will get a UI, you will get a UI. But just to learn that UI, we will need to learn what? We will need to learn the JavaScript, what is basics of JavaScript, what is JavaScript function, and how do we utilize it to make React component, and why React, what is React component. If we learn these four topics, our first line, this first thing is clear. We will able to understand it, what is Next.js. So this is the correct approach. This is the correct approach to understand Next.js or any programming language as of such. So some people say, come to me and say that, sir, you said that I wanted to learn, I have to learn React function, but in Java, you wanted to learn JavaScript function. So do I need to learn JavaScript regular expression as well? If needed, we will learn, but if it is not needed in the moment, you won't learn it, you won't touch it, we won't touch it. Okay. And if you meet few guys, they are still practicing JavaScript expression, JavaScript something, JavaScript debugging, JavaScript style guide. They are keep learning multiple things. They keep learning. They are lost in the loop. They are lost in the loop of learning basic. They are lost in the loop of doing basic things. Okay. So what is the one important skill that we learned from this class? Can anyone answer? Is, what is the two most important takeaway from this class? Is to doing own research and learning what is important in the moment. Learning what is important in the moment. Anyone try to answer that what they have learned? People on Skype as well. Will you try to answer it? What is the two important key takeaway from the today's lecture? Node.js, you have to learn everything. When did I said that you need to learn Node.js? Yeah, only basic, only basic. You don't need to master Node.js. Okay, this part is clear. Only basic. Okay, anyone else? Someone else was also trying to speak. What is your key takeaway, guys? People on Skype are very silent. Ashish, what about you? What did you learn today? What is your two key takeaways? Is my screen even visible to you guys? Yeah, it was visible.
Yes, sir,
Ashish,
visible.
yeah. So what is the two important thing you learned today? Did I taught you Next.js?
Like we need to use frameworks more and more so that
Yeah.
we can develop our website more creatively.
Okay. Yeah. So next, yeah, that's great. Anyone else would like to with the Kamlesh Umar Basha? Am I pronouncing your name correctly? Can you please tell me what did you learn today? So let's suppose today you have today Next.js in front of you. Next day they will. When I was starting, React.js was in front of me. Okay. When I was starting, only JS, only plain. I mean React.js was front of me. Right now they are calling it Next.js. Okay. So technology terms, things can change anytime. But if I know how to do research, do you think that you guys will be stoppable? Let's say your industry say go and learn some new framework. What is your approach? You won't be scared. You won't be scared, sir. I'm not able to do that. You won't say something like that. You will say that, okay, sir, I will do research. I will take 1 week and I will come up with the plan and I will tell you what is that. Because now you guys know. Now you guys are just by attending this class, you are better than 30% developers out there. You still don't know Next.js, but what did you learn today? What did you learn today is very important. Is how to approach the problem, how to approach particular problem. This problem can be anything, like by reading documentation, by reading. So as a software developer, you are not a software developer. As a web developer, you are not a web developer. A code can be written by anyone. What did you learn today? We learned today how to solve problem, how to research on problem. Okay, yeah, Kamlesh, you are saying something. You can say that. Yeah, that is very great answer. So a lot of people come to me and say that, sir, but you haven't taught me Next.js. I paid fees for the Next.js. I wanted to learn. I wanted to know the Next.js. So obviously we will teach you basics of Next.js. But a lot of people come to say that. A lot of people come to me and say that I didn't know what you're trying to teach, what you're trying to tell. They will come on Next.js and they said, sir, what is React component? Like they will come in next class and after 5 classes, okay, after 5 days they will appear somewhere, join class randomly, and the people who are in the group, now we will, what do we call a React function that will show UI? We all will call it React component, and they will be like, sir, why are you calling component? They come up to me and said that, why are you calling component? So they don't join the class, they don't join the things, and when they don't understand the terms, they will try to come up with excuse that Next.js is very hard, React.js is very hard. You got my point. So you don't have to be that guy. If you don't understand anything, if I'm speaking any term, if you don't get anything, if you don't understand anything, what is the one thing you have to do? You have to note it down in your notebook and you have to do your own research on that. Let's suppose I said JSON and you don't know JSON. What do you have to do? You have to note it down in your notebook and you have to research on your own. Or the other thing you can do, you can come in the class and say that, sir, you are saying something like JSON. I don't know what is JSON. Can you please tell me what is JSON? I tried studying on my own, but I didn't get what is JSON. So can you please teach me what is JSON? So I will tell you JSON. You will know like JSON. Next time when I ask you or when you see somewhere written JSON, you won't ask me what is JSON. Okay. So this is these are the things. The what we learned today is basically how do we approach. So Next.js is the topic. Tomorrow we will learn. Tomorrow our first thing is to learn basics of JavaScript and JavaScript function. Okay, this is the two topic we will learn tomorrow. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Okay. Okay. Good night, guys.